Good morning.
Woo!
Welcome to the early as fuck, early AF morning show from Wicked Dicey, the obnoxiously early. If you're out there in the comments, leave a comment so that we're famous all over the world, especially in Australia, because I want somebody from Australia to just fly me over there. That'd be fun. But anyway, welcome in this star-studded fine morning of March 10th, Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Joining me is Korey on the top, Cameron, obnoxious for whom, Jam, and myself. My name's Miles. Yeah. So, cool.
Yeah. It's
How's
episode
everyone doing?
9. We're almost up to 10 episodes. It'll be next week. That'll be so I hear that's a milestone for folks.
The
Nice.
milestone.
A
milestone.
I was actually listening to Jack's podcast on
Always Strike
Podbean.
Last.
Yeah, Always Strikes Last, and they kept like every once in a while, I just like, because I have not the quickest memory, they'll like say like, and Miles did this and Miles did that. I'm like, no, I didn't. And I was like, oh wait, that's like the guy on the podcast that's also named Miles.
Yeah, if it's the same person, I think it is. He used to be a local at like with the Ard Boys. Then he moved out west for work, I think. But yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He also played KO for a little bit as well. So that's
nice.
Maybe you two are the same person. I've never seen you two in the same room at the same time.
We need to have them on. Like, I think we should get the whatever's left over of the Ard Boys on, because I talked to Jack about it and he was like super stoked on it.
Yeah.
So
like get Sean to come on.
Yeah.
Chat with us. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So today we're kind of thinking about talking about Prime Showdown. We need to have a match. Sorry, I get distracted by those comments. Y'all need to comment more so we just don't get the show done. But anyway, today we're kind of thinking about chatting about the Alpha Omega RTT. So we're going to give everybody that's actually going to play us all of our secrets and how to beat us soundedly. But before that, we just thought we'd take a little bit of a brief second to talk about like some wins and some losses for just like event organizing, because we also do that with one of our upcoming tournaments, Ironweld. So we thought it would be really fun to just chat briefly about that, and then we'll get to the meat of it. So you guys got to stick around for learning out how to defeat us very, very easily. So anyway,
Bob said real quickly, 10 episodes. Wow, episode 1 seems like it was only 10 weeks ago.
Thanks, Bob. Which, by the way, is Bob. If you're, it sounds like you're listening, but we really want to have you on very soon to our show, to the show. I think that would be really fun to have you. So anyway,
definitely,
maybe next week. We'll see. Korey said he might talk about Aventus if we got him on, which also sounds kind of fun.
It's just 30 minutes of talking. So this one model that does absolutely nothing has won me more games than it ever should have.
So you've been to Korey's house. Does he have just like a Aventus poster on his like wall?
Yeah, it's on his ceiling. Yeah,
it's on his ceiling. It's like the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
He's like reaching out to Scragrot. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna pull up an AI art prompt right now.
Yeah. Cameron, you look really focused there.
He's trying to figure out his list.
I'm trying to figure out my list. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
We started off the episode actually like prior to the episode, and we realized we didn't have our list up in Best Coast pairings, and so Cameron's trying to decide what to use for Alpha Omega.
I mean, I uploaded one. There's some memery that could happen on top of the memes.
Okay.
What if you brought Sam's corn list to the tournament?
I would be really bad because I'm not Sam.
And for those who don't know, Sam brought a Archeon Scarbrand list to Realmgate, I think, and went 4-1. I also want to have Ryan on because like he went 0-5, but like it sounded like he had a lot of fun, and I want to see like what's going on with Alariel because it sounded like it didn't go that well. So I don't know.
He said every roll that could possibly go wrong went wrong.
Oh no.
Because like I think he was casting on 3d6, and he's like, I would just be casting like 6s, like with 3d6, and it's just like that's just really bad.
Well, I mean, it's better than rolling 3 1s on your first cast and then killing yourself with mortal wounds.
Yeah,
that didn't happen to me.
Sounds like that happened.
That could have happened to me. No.
Yeah.
I was really sad
bringing Sam's list.
Rob went over the lists for that event, and he of course stopped right before mine.
Oh really?
You just saw you. It's like you're a Gitz tourist.
That's actually a really good segue. Cameron, sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot this morning, but anyway, that's a really good segue because real quick side note on Ironweld, sneak peek, first time devolved. I don't know the word there. But divulge. There it is. That's the word.
It's like bulge.
I'm really tired
with a D
as always.
in front of it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We're Korey and I get to be a little secret guest episode on Rob's show next week. So we're gonna chit chat with Rob, which is lovely. We're pretty excited about it. We're gonna I think we're gonna talk about like what it's like to like organize these dumbly large events and some of the heartaches, but also some of the wins that come with it. So yeah, tune in. It'll probably be out like maybe Monday, maybe next Friday. Kind of depends on if he's like, we're doing it live or not. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I'm sure as well. Yeah.
But you can voice my displeasure that he stopped right before my list. He didn't make
we'll let him know.
He didn't make me honest wargamer famous. So
yeah.
Because you went 3-2, right?
Yeah, so he stopped at the.
Oh yeah, he only does the 5-0 and 4-1 brackets, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You're not in the boys club.
No.
Did you have like? Was there a moment where you were like, "Oh, I can maybe go 4-1 here," like, or was there like an epic roll that went wrong, or like was it just Kruelboyz was Kruelboyz?
I mean, Kruelboyz are just Kruelboyz, but one game I lost, I just lost every single priority roll on Jaws of Galay. So that's like probably the worst mission to lose priority roll on. Like that one, and because they don't have Prize of Galay. Do they still have Prize of Galay in the pack?
Yeah, Prize and Jaws.
Like those are the two worst ones I would argue to lose priority on because of the element of removing objectives. With such a slow army, like he was just able to remove all of my objectives, and I can only move 5 inches basically. So anyways, that one I just if I had won any single prio there, I probably would have won. Weirdly enough. And then the one I played against Frederick, he's my brother in Feck. I had to do one wound to a model to do a battle tactic with my general. and a bunch of spearmen and some crossbowmen, and they didn't do a wound. So yes, there was a game. There's 2 games. The 2 games I lost, I would argue, I could have swung the other way pretty easily.
Yeah. Cool.
Which would have been amazing. But
I think he won one of the free tickets to Ironweld, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, nice, awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got best death technically.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Anthony, Sam, and Joe already had tickets, so they're going to get swag bags instead.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's because Joe won second and best painted. They pushed.
Yeah, all of them pushed. Except
yeah.
So yeah, Sean O'Shaughnessy got best sportsmanship. So congrats to him. Eric, I'm going to butcher this name, Genet, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I was told with French, when in doubt, leave it out. And Frederick, I'm not going to try that because it will be terrible. And I like you, so I don't want to make you mad at me.
I love that guy. We had such a funny game. I was like so tired, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I wish I was like a little bit more energetic for this game. But I failed to do that one wound to that character, and we just both took a fireball shot and hugged it out.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
I really needed the hug more than the fireball shot. It was so funny because actually he was like, so it was my tactic, and he just starts to remove his model before I start rolling, and he's like, there's no way you could possibly not do a damage here, right? And I'm like, and I was like, You should probably put it back. The way I've been rolling this past turn, there's no guarantees I'll do that 1 damage. And of course, I should have just taken the gift of him removing the model. And I'm rolling all of the attack profiles of the Sludge Raker Beast. He's got like, I don't know, like 10 attacks, and they're all like 3 damage, 2 damage, whatever. And on
like a million mortals on top of it.
Yeah. And so I needed A6 or just like basically a hit to go through because it was like a 5-up save Courtier. And I was just like, as I was rolling him, I'm like, this is how it ends.
Did you stomp him?
I missed the stomp.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
It was so bad. Oh my god. Yeah, it was serious clam-handed. It was funny though. It was great.
Yeah. Those are like the moments that are like awesome about this game. Just like the things that shouldn't happen that do happen. You're like, this is cool. This is why I do this. Because I hate myself.
Yeah.
Just hope like as many of those that go wrong, like you hope like your karma points build back up and you get a couple of them right.
I think I had exhausted them because my crossbows across the tournament had been doing like we've been talking about the standard deviation the entire weekend because I still don't really believe it's a concept that exists.
Are you a flat earther?
Yes, but with standard deviation.
Okay. Go on.
Who needs math?
You had my attention. Now you have my curiosity.
Like the mean amount of damage that crossbows with the poison and being in the bubble of the +1 mortal on 6s is supposed to do is like 9 mortal wounds or something, or 9 damage or mortal wounds when they move. So when they get double shots. And I'd been doing like 14 to 16 with each 6-pack unit, like on average, the entire tournament. So I think that karma built up and took away damage from my Sludge Raker all at once.
Yeah.
So
speaking of which,
what you're describing is standard deviation.
Shut up.
Speaking of which, I just saw John pop up in the comments, and I think we have a brilliant idea for you, John, if you're listening. And it's not going to happen today. I refuse to do it today, but like we're going to pick an RTT coming up, and we're going to bring you on the show, and you're going to create a list for me to bring to the tournament, and it's going to just be wacky. Because I would imagine you create wacky lists. So anyway, just keep that in mind, bury it, start creating a list. But I really think that'd be really fun to, like the night before, have to come up with a list. So anyway.
200 Argonaut.
Yeah, eventually we'll have to write lists for each other and just bring the armies and then swap.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So cool. Time to go on to Alpha Mega RTT or... Yeah.
Sure.
Kind of pause here. But the what was the other thing? Oh, so just Ironweld's going great. Just kind of a little kind of recheck on that for anybody who's interested. Ironweld's going great. We could use more signups, but that's with any tournament. We chatted with some folks yesterday, and that went really well. So we've got some announcements soon on that. They're a little hidden at the moment, but it involves photo booths and very talented humans doing that. And then we had some Steam pickup this week. Cameron's helping us with Legion and a little bit of Armada. And any other like big highlights this week? I feel like we just got a lot done, and I feel like we were like stuck for a while. Like, I don't know if anybody does event planning and things, but it goes in like really big waves where like you're like, I haven't figured out this tournament at all. And I'm really afraid that the hotel cost is gonna like knock us dead. But then all of a sudden, like these really awesome, like creative people come into the fold, and you're like, I have this cool idea for like, for example, like a sip and paint. Like that would be really fun, and we could get some people behind that. So anyway, it's been fun. It's been a great week. I feel like we got a lot done. We reached out, like we had Brad on a lot of like vendor relationships and things like that. And if there's like any vendors like you as the audience like want us to like check into, like let us know. I think that'd be really, really fun to like collaborate on that. And so and then all the systems like are like not just like Sigmar and 40K are like working out. Like it's just like all these systems are banding together because like we're creating like an environment where people can bring their game and just have beer and pretzels and enjoy themselves and have a lot of fun. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that out loud because I feel like that gets lost like when we're just like playing our Wednesday games.
Very true. And also if you are a watcher, listener, and you are a vendor and you might be interested in joining us, shoot us a message at hello@wickeddice.com or give us a comment in the video and we'll get back to you.
And if you're bored and you're not a vendor, just send us an email at hello@wickeddice.com and we'll take it and we'll love it and laugh about it. So get on that.
Will let us know that we're real.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So the biggest decision of the weekend, though.
Yep.
Big
decisions here.
IHOP or this other diner called Sunrise?
Was it Sunrise? I wrote that in the comments, but I was like, is it Sunrise?
I don't know. I'm just going off what you wrote in the comments.
It sounds like a place that's called Sunrise. And then you sent another one on the strip that sounded tasty too. But
was it Craig's Cafe? We were wrong.
I'm kind of thinking IHOP, to be honest. And also, I think we're going to end up sharing this in the Alpha Mega Discord. So like if any of the like 6 or 7 or 5 people that are not on Wicked Dicey or the people who didn't know this on Wicked Dicey want to join us for breakfast, like come on by or message us at hello@wickeddicey.com and we'll tell you where we'll go. But yeah, anyway, we're going to breakfast before our tournament, which is at Alpha Mega. Shout out to Alpha Mega, which we've done in the past. But yeah, they're really an awesome shop in Quincy. First shop I kind of reintroduced myself back into Warhammer from. So yeah, great place. Jake, Ben, and Ray, super amazing store leaders. So yeah, we have a tournament. It's 19 out of 18 signed up. So we're looking for one more. If you're out there and you kind of have tentative plans on Saturday, cancel them and come see us. And because we're looking for kind of a 20th to round out the list. So yeah, what are you bringing, Cam, now that you've had 10 minutes to think about it?
Kruelboyz. I'm doing that because they're still in my box and I'm not unpacking them.
Okay.
I can bring you a techless army that's in a box.
No.
Oh, please do that.
Is that? I'm currently trying to decide. I didn't know that they added a new Gargant mercenary. With
big
King
Gargant, little Gargant.
King Broad.
Oh.
But different. As a Gargant.
Yeah.
Because you can bring the guy, what is it called? Odo Godswallow.
One more time.
Odo Godswallow.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, good for him.
So this is the one where you can do the 5d6 mortal wounds. Yeah. Oh my god. I don't even know how you do this. Oh. You only get one attack. Okay, that's scary. That could be hilarious. 400.
Oh, he's like a one hit or miss kind of thing. Like
yeah. And I think it's only against monsters that you can do that. Yeah, if it's within 3 of an enemy monster. Oh, but you don't technically. Oh no, it does have to target the monster. Okay. Otherwise, he's got 3 attacks, 3s, 2s, rend 2, rend 3, 5 damage. You could be 2s, rend 3. You do like 10 damage there potentially.
I feel like everything that hit me on Wednesday was rend 3, 5 damage. I played Sylvaneth. It wasn't 5 damage, but it seems like for how much you're going to pay for that model, it should do more.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a couple other attacks, but like, yeah, that's the majority of it. I don't know. I just feel like this could be hilarious. I think the problem is these days, a lot of armies have the DPS to kill a Gargant in a turn. Yeah, it's like darkness can kill a Gargant in a turn. Gitz can kill a Gargant in a turn. I guess I don't know. I don't know what else can really.
Did you put your list in the Best Coast pairings?
I did. I didn't put the Gargant on the list.
Send your Godswallow.
Yeah, I'd have to figure out how I could bend the one I put in there. The one I put in there, I had, instead of a Gargan, I put in 20 Stabas and a Vulture, which is probably a more responsible choice. I'll miss Gobstrack because he's just able to snipe heroes, which was really nice. But
apologies, trying to get the list up. Hashtag internet.
But the Vulture, at least you could issue Unleash Hell twice. So if people charged in multiple locations around my crossbows, then I could issue the same command twice.
Cool. So here's your kind of list, right? So you've got Orc Warplanes, Kruelboyz, Greenblades. Have you used that garrison thing that we learned at LVO at all?
Most of the garrison terrain in the tournament was like in the center, so I never like used it.
I feel like that was kind of the use case, right?
My crossbows were always behind my spearmen, so they they only move as far as my spearmen are moving typically.
Yeah. So we mentioned this before in a prior show, but basically this guy played the main boys, and he like grabbed up all of his crossbowmen, placed them right, like kind of like deployed next to a garrison that was like quite far forward, and then garrisoned them in there to get that extra 6 inch of range, which I found really interesting. I don't know. I hadn't thought of it at the time. It's simple, but it's interesting.
No, it's really good for both boys. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a little peeved about it because I don't think the guy was very transparent about it, and so I don't know. Like, I guess screw them.
I think it was one of the things where, because at LVO you were assigning the value or like what terrain pieces were what to the board.
Yeah.
I don't know how the doubles tournament was run, but I think it was basically like they got to set up the terrain, aka they were able to pick what keywords went where, and
right,
very advantageous to them. I mean, you just got to be next time they won't make that mistake.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly. I was going to say, sounds to me like they were playing the game correctly.
Yeah,
and the main boys just got caught out on a garrison rule.
Well, I think it was garrison rules. I think it was like a miscommunication because it was also like the main boys were like setting up, and they were like, what is your max range? Like, just at least give us like a general idea. And they were like, it's this, but then they didn't mention that there's like an extra 6 inches from the garrison thing, right? So like, it's just like, I don't know. It was like a little odd, but it's no big deal. Like we've learned, that's why we go to tournaments, and that's why we play competitively, so we can learn tricks like that, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
Not
so in this one, if I'd have to remove too much to put a Gargan in. I think. Oh, I could drop 10 Gut Rippers. Probably the kill boss on Vulture, that's 370, and then I'd have to get rid of the Moon Cleanse Stabas.
Out of curiosity, wait, Gut Rippers come in batches at 10, right?
Yeah.
Why the 20? I'm not familiar with Kruelboyz enough to know why you would bring a 20.
It's 40 wounds.
Tar pit.
It's a tar pit. It's kind of not a tar pit because they kind of just crumble.
Aren't they on like 5 ups?
Yeah, they're on 5 ups.
No ward, right?
No. They're and I wish that they were -1 to hit natively like Stabas are, but they have to roll for it against your bravery.
Wow.
They do get +1 for every 5 models. So when they're full strength, they get +4 to that roll. So it can work. It's just, why do we have to roll for it?
Yeah.
And then occasionally they can slap, because if they're within 12 of the Sludge Beast, which they usually are, they're doing 2 mortals on 6s. So I've done like a Maw Crusher, Maw Crusher like charged me, and I did like 10-12 mortal wounds to them just by rolling 6/6s. Because they have 2 attacks apiece. So they can pop off occasionally, but usually they just kind of suck. But I mean, largely they're on 32 mils, and then you got 20 of them. You just got this huge frontage.
Yeah.
Which you can stick your crossbows behind, and then they have to charge them more or less, and then they get overwatched by the crossbows, and then they wrap around the model and do a shitload of attacks, which ends up doing some mortals and yada yada.
Yeah, it's curious to me. Like, like the way, like again, I do not know Kruelboyz at all, like not very well. It's just to me like it seems like 10 could do the same thing. You could
No,
just
10 will just die.
Yeah, they'll just get picked.
just get ripped up.
Yeah.
Gut ripped.
Got ripped up. Yeah.
Got ripped up.
Yeah,
we're awful.
10 just die.
And for folks who didn't see us Wednesday, like we were like raving about these stabas.
Oh yeah.
Like just like the 9-inch like terrain or objective thing is insane.
I had 2 opponents at least come up to me afterwards and be like, "Hey, like those stabas won you the game."
Yeah.
Like, just straight up, because I would just throw them on a weak objective, like where I didn't want to put any forces, because like Kruelboyz are so slow. We basically played like a very honest Warhammer game. It's like playing a fantasy army.
Yeah.
So we're not teleporting around. We're not like flying around the board. We're not, you know, you place them down and they're going 5 inches a turn, plus charges or whatever. So I put them on several objectives. Like I would just throw that unit onto their backfield objective, and it would score for like way longer than they rightfully should. Because
you'd like Hand of Gorkum or something, or
no, I would just deploy them and they'd auto run, and you can just measure out, because they only have to be 9 inches out of an objective. So like you measure 11-inch move from the back of the unit with an auto run, and then you put them that far back in your deployment zone, and then you just auto run them to 9 inches and just sit on the objective.
Okay.
And people have to overcommit to kill them. They can't send another trash unit to kill them. It has to be
because the -1 to hit.
-1 to hit, yeah. And there's still 20 models. So even if they kill, like let's say they kill 10 and they're a monster, they still don't hold the objective because you are 10 bodies.
Yeah.
So the response that's necessary to shift them is just it's not symmetrical, which is great.
That's awesome.
And it's so funny because like gut rippers are so bad that I was screening my stabas with gut rippers. Like I would put my gut rippers on the objective with the stabas behind it on the 9-inch mark, and they'd come and pick up my 20 gut rippers, and I'd still hold the objective with 20 stabas. So
big sad.
What's
your expectations for the event? 1 and 2, 0 and 3, 3 and 0.
What for DRTT?
Yeah, for tomorrow.
Depends on how seriously people take it, but I'm guessing maybe a 2-1.
Right.
I actually have more faith in Kruelboyz after this weekend or this past weekend. They can output a lot of damage.
They just have to get there. That's always been their problem.
Yeah.
I agree with you. They have murderous volumes of damage.
Yeah. I mean, there was one I played against Iron Jaws, and I picked up 6 pigs and a Maw Crusher in 1 turn of shooting.
Okay.
So they can just pop off.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What's your, and we can go into my list right after this. What's your like quickest weakness? Just that they're slow, or like what, if I'm going after you, like what character should I pop off first? Tell me your secrets.
I mean,
tell everyone your secrets.
It's hard to, I mean, it's really that we're slow when we play an honest game. Like it's hard. It occasionally can be really hard for us to score objectives.
Yeah.
On primaries, because we are like playing a fantasy army. It's like I have spears up front and I have crossbows behind. And so my game plan is like, you need to charge me and I'm going to unleash hell to get more value out of my 12-pack of crossbows. So if you just kill the crossbows and the Snatcher boss, that's all the damage.
Yeah.
But it's not the easiest thing to do because there's so many bodies in the way. And I was bringing Grinning Blades, which means you can't see me outside 12 inches. So shooting army, I shut down a 3-cannon Ogre Mothra. They just couldn't shoot me. And
the only problem is the Ogre player, if Eli brings Ogre, he's just going to bring the Doom Wheels or wait, Doom Wheels. Sorry, Doom Wheels are Skaven, right?
Yeah.
I'm spacing out on that. But anyway.
I don't think we have any Ogre players in our immediate...
I think Ben's
bringing a lot of Beast Claws and all that, like the big, Beast Claw Raiders or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't... Is there anybody else?
Probably.
No. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, if you get through the screens, I don't have a lot to stop you from rampaging around, but
Gotcha.
That's
So
kind of
basically 12 Bolt Boys and this guy kind of doing the.
That's all the damage. Yeah, those are the hammers. Everything else in there is basically an anvil or a buff piece.
Where the hell's Scragrot in this?
Well, I don't have this was not what I brought till Realm Gate. This was because I don't have a Scragrot. This is what I would bring.
Gotcha.
Lieu of Scragrot.
You should find a Scragrot.
If somebody out there has a Scragrot, let us know. hello@wickeddicey.com.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested in the Kill Boss too, because like he would unlock double Unleash Hells, and he also is like a bravery guy. Like he's like a commissar. Like he just kills a model instead of them taking bravery.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
Okay. Well, let me hop over here because I asked you to share things about your list, so I got to share things about my list.
Get this man Scragrot.
Yeah. So I'm playing Gitz, as everyone kind of knows at this point. The basic idea, I mean, obviously, like a lot hinges on this 36 pack of Squig Herd, and so I buff them up, run them as quickly as I can to get to you to pin you. I played Dave this Wednesday. It worked out well. I think he like deployed a little too close to me and didn't have like his screens quite proper. But yeah, the other kind of hidden tech that is not necessarily hidden, but you know, it's there. Just be aware of it. Is like Gobblapalooza is hiding these like 10 fanatics like under their pipes. I don't know. I don't know where they hide.
I'm so surprised that the FAQ didn't make them unique.
It was weird, yeah. I mean, nothing really came out of that FAQ except for the weird don't break coherency shenanigans.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention this ahead of time. Like we might still switch up these lists. Obviously, like we're still kind of like debating, but one of my kind of thing I'm like contemplating is like I'm a 6-drop right now, and I can put like a Vanguard. Is that what it is? Vanguard is the one with like the auto run once per game or whatever. And I find like I have like, because I'm like kind of low on GCs. Like I just have like the Shaman and the Squig Boss.
The Web Spinner Shaman's GC. He's not mounted.
He probably is, and all of my plans are going to fail.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I think he's mounted.
I don't think he is. He's just a little guy, just wandering around, lost and aimless.
on a spider or no?
He's like, no, he's not. He's not got a spider.
Oh, he's not.
Like,
okay, then yeah.
He just runs around like this. He's got the little webs. But like, can you? This is like a question I should already know, or an answer I should already know. But can you use that Vanguard ability to like auto run? Like if I, because it says it's not command points not spent, and the action is not given, right? Can you auto run 2 units in a turn with Vanguard?
I'm not a rules person.
Where's Anthony? Just call Anthony up right now. Get him online.
I feel like the answer is no for some reason.
I feel like it is too, but like the wording is like really odd.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody in the crowd that's like, I fucking know this answer. Why are you so silly? But the reason I ask about this is because I keep having like, or want to score those really hard battle tactics early on. So like, United Offense where like 2 GCs get on a thing and claim it, and then the other one where it's like a GC over here and a GC over here for like Jaws, right?
Lead the assault.
Yeah, lead the assault. And so like it'd be really nice to like set up 10.9 inches back and then auto run these guys that only move 5, so they'd move the 11 inches, so you tap the objectives on both ends, but you still are safe on deployment. And so that's why I'm asking about it, because I was just like, I could just be more drops and then get that in. Let's see, is it command entourage? Nope, that's not it. We're looking it up. We're solving it right here, y'all. Vanguard. Once per battle, 1 unit from this battalion can receive the at the double or Fort of Victory command without the command being issued and without a command point being spent.
Yeah, so then I think, you'd be able to do double because it's not issued. And I think, that's...
It's just interesting. It's just like a really small, like Miles finicky idea, but like it's like, it'll just help me score a hard battle tactic that makes other battle tactics easier. So anyway, that's just on my mind. this guy's really fun. I don't know if anybody's had a chance. I think I like might have raved about him in a episode 8 or something. But Mike and I have been having a lot of luck with him because you put him under the moon, and all 5s and 6s are when he's buffed up like this, all 5s and 6s are 4 mortal wounds a piece.
Whoa.
So that's real promising. You can pop a hero real quick with that. I've only whipped once. I've like made it work like 4 or 5 times. But yeah, it's pretty hilarious for like 130 points. You're just eight chances to roll 5s and 6s basically. So
Kruelboyz.
Fun. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know the how to beat me, because I don't know, I like being transparent and it makes me have to like work harder. But the how to beat me is really if you can get where's the little guy? This guy off the board. That takes a lot of the power off. He's like a 4 wound hero, I think, or 5, and he really buffs up the 36 unit of squigs. The other thing is like I got pinned the other day by Be'lakor. That was like a big thing. Like 36 squigs just kind of sitting there for 2 turns, and then getting pinned more after that. And then I don't know, what are the other weakness is just me playing really. So like me like being like I should go there and then choosing the direct opposite. But I haven't figured out this Mangler squig yet. He's kind of whiffed quite a few times. He's like paperweight. He kind of just goes in and just gets knocked off the board. I'm considering switching him out for the Skitter Strand, which is really interesting tech. He doesn't hit quite as hard, but he can just like be placed on the table and then get pulled off the table, which is really awesome when he's like not in safety. So like Mike and I are kind of throwing around that idea.
Okay,
but yeah.
Do you want the real answer?
Yes.
More squigs.
More squigs.
No,
well, I like the monster though, because I
but
went through a time in life where I played beasts too much, and it's like post-traumatic beast syndrome, where I didn't have anything to smash their shrine, and I just lost to neg 25 damage, neg everything damage, and so I refuse to not bring a monster, even though it's probably strategic in this case.
Yeah. Do you have bounders?
The bounders are subbed out for these fanatics wherever they are. So like I can either fit fanatics or bounders for like their utility, right? So like bounders, I've played against Nighthaunt and got caught up because I just jumped the line and like slow them down, right? Because maybe I didn't deploy right or whatever. But like the fanatic like anti-alpha is really powerful. Like having the Gobblepaloos up in front with the 4-up ward, and then the fanatics popping out and stopping like the majority of things coming at me other than strike first things is like super comforting for alphas. Like it's like my like little like, oh, you can kill my little spider screen, or you can like go into 10 fanatics that have d6 shots each. Volume, yay.
You also need the the snufflers, right?
Yeah, every time I put an army on the board, everyone's like, where are the snufflers? Like the anti-snuffler meta. I like them. I have them. I found out the other day I had 6 more than I thought I had, which was really cool. But yeah, it just was like fitting them in basically. Like I guess I could get rid of the Mangler, which is interesting, for the Snuffler and like something else.
Yeah,
maybe like Boingrot Bounders. I don't know, like Boingrot Bounders in 5s doesn't sound appealing to me. And I'm also like, flip all this on his head. I'm really tempted to figure out the damn what are they called? Bounders?
Yeah, Boingrot Bounders. Yep.
Yeah, I just like the idea of like crazy 6s to hit mortal, 6s to wound if you buff them up, running across the board, whack-a-doodle.
Well, it's also that they do like mortals on 4-ups when they walk over things. So
yeah.
you do an absurd amount of damage that way.
Right. So I'm tempted to just throw this on its head. But anyway, so that's kind of what's rolling through my mind right now.
Miles, we have an update.
Uh-oh.
You cannot, because even though it's not issued, you cannot use the same command ability more than once in the same phase. 6.1.
Unless it says so.
Unless it says otherwise. Like
or okay. Damn it.
Well, I mean, you could use like the GC thing to like give all whatever the.
Yeah, but that's a rule that
That's
overrides the core rules. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I could so I brought the Tunnel Master for GC objective stuff. Like,
Yeah.
bam, Shaman goes where he
But
needs
then
to
you
go.
just take another enhancement, right?
Yeah.
But you would need a second GC. I don't know if you have one, but
Well, I do. I have the two. I just have two. But I have like the Triumph as Indomitable twice, which has helped me out pretty countless times because I can kind of measure out, hey, I don't want my 36 unit of squigs to just pop off and leave, and then, or maybe I do, you know. So yeah, I don't know that this list is done pretty well so far. I'm kind of, you know, still figuring it out, but yeah.
Yeah, what's the web spinner shaman doing for you?
Second GC, because Grin Grak is not a GC, so it opens up a lot more battle tactics.
You only have one GC.
I have two, so Shaman and then Squig Boss.
That guy's on a mount.
He's is he a? I don't know. I always assumed he was a damn. Y'all are making me
Nash's Squig. Oh, maybe not.
He just like is holding the damn thing. I don't know if he's on it.
He says his companion, and I think there's wording that
there's like a wording like FAQ where that changed it up. Okay. I think. I mean, I'm sure it's wrong, but yeah, yeah. So that like having two GCs, like it's either I think the route to go is like don't have any GCs or like have like at least two. One is like kind of compromising, because a lot of I feel like a lot of the battle tactics are like have two X thing.
Yeah.
And so, and he also, it's like a little, a little odd thing is the shaman, he pairs, like makes sense, I guess. He pairs with the Scuttle Boss on Gig Spider because I can cast run and charge with him, and then also, or I can cast move in the hero phase on the spider. So I can like move 10 inches up and then move 10 inches and then charge, right? Which is awesome. It's like a widened his range. So that's like some hidden tech, kind of there, hidden in plain sight. Spiders work well with spiders. And he also can do that with the spider riders too. So even though I usually just use them for screens. So yeah, that's my stuff.
Nice. Shout out to Joe, just popping into the chat. He went 5-0 last week in that Realm Gate. I think that was his first 5-0, and he also won Best Paint. So
I had assumed Joe was like always 5-0.
No, he's like us, always on the outside looking in.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
serial 4.
I have a really good cutout, or like I finally edited some of those. I'm delinquent. Edited those model photos from Everwinter, and I've got Joe's pretty much ready to go. But then I think I accidentally deleted it, so I need to redo it.
Nice.
Anyway, that's your fun fact for the day. Another one for Ironweld. More delinquency. Cool. Want to hop over to Korey's?
Sure.
Still got time? Everyone's got time. Where are we at, Korey? Did you submit? Yeah, you did. All right. Slaves to Darkness.
Yes, sir.
Kabbalist. You got your Chosen, right?
Yeah, I've 10 Chosen in there still.
I'm just going to say this out loud. It's the first time I've heard
it. I messed up my list? I did. What else do I have in there? Am I just way under on points? Probably.
He's going for the
Triumph! But I didn't pick a Triumph, so fuck you guys.
Chosen are that good.
Yeah.
Korey's confident enough to bring 1680 to a tournament and win.
Let's do this. Oh, and I don't even have.
I'm so excited.
Either. Wow, I'm so dumb.
You have to stick to this now.
No, I don't.
I think you can still get another 100 points. 200 points here and still get the Triumph.
Yeah. So, what am I, 320 down like a boss?
Yeah. Everyone marked this moment though before we went on, or maybe it was as we were going. Korey was like, "My next list probably won't have Chosen," and I was like, very surprised, because that's been kind of the Korey way. This is the way.
Okay, so I'm assuming just another pack of Chosen.
Yes, that's 10 Chosen and a Soulscream Bridge is missing.
Whoa.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Details matter, like kind of.
No.
What's that?
You don't need Zinch when you got the Soulscream Bridge.
Yeah. You're pretty good. I can fix
these
this.
guys do that shut off the rally thing, right?
No, that's the unmade, which are like sold out in $80 on eBay. So I'm not gonna...
that screwed me big time in a game at the Pandemonium RTT.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize how much that would affect me. But yeah.
Yeah, if anyone has a unit of unmade, they can bring me. I would love you forever.
There's a box at Alpha Omega.
I don't think there is. I was looking on their web store and they're pretty good. I would just show up and speed build I would get all of you to build one unmade for me, and we'll do it in 5 minutes.
I can maybe 3D print you some.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you can.
We'll do it after IHOP. They'll have like a little pancake.
Oh no, we should go to Craig's place because they serve beer. So I'm gonna go to Craig's place.
Beer at 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
or 9. It's 9. It's actually acceptable.
Yeah.
Craig's place is great.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. Locked in Craig's place.
So what's your like last time I played you, the gimmick was fight first 3 times, kick ass, and then pile in 3 inches.
Oh, that's a completely different list.
Okay.
So this one, I've just uploaded the correct list. So if you refresh that, it should work.
There we go. No.
Well, look at that BCP being horrible at caching. Who would have thought?
Yeah. It's, let me do I'll find it in a second.
I mean, we know what it is. It's just a 10-pack chosen and.
Yeah, so the strategy with this list, right, is the 10 Chaos Knights are kind of the anvil. They're Mark and Nurgle, so -1 to wound. Eroding Icon makes your rend 1 less than it is. So with like a Mystic Shield on them, they're going to be a 2-up against a rend 1. And then if I have all out defense on them as well, it'd be a 2-up against like up to rend 2. Or up to rend 3. I forget. Math is hard. So they are gonna be what I'm trying to pin people in with. So they normally will go over the bridge with demonic speed on them, which gives them a 3d6 roll. They have a War Scroll ability that lets you flip the lowest die roll to a 4. So they're going like 4 plus d6 inches over the bridge. I have Levitate, so I can make them fly, so I can hop screens. That's
wait, slow down, Korey.
Yep.
Slow down. Jesus.
You guys don't know your lists like the back of your head.
I heard like Soul Scream Bridge, and then it was like, what?
Yeah.
So sorry, explain it like a kindergartner would to me. Yes.
So a bridge is like a bunch of is a structure, right, that people use to go from one spot to another. So kind of like a sidewalk, but
you're bringing
elevated.
Chaos chosen.
Yeah.
You're being chosen.
I'm tracking.
They're going to go through the bridge. They can levitate, and they can get behind enemy lines.
No, not even the I mean, everything could levitate if I wanted them to. But the knights. So the knights are the knights are like my anvil, like I was saying. So they're really tanky with a -1 to wound and -1 rend. So
they're very hammery too.
They on the charge they are. After that, they're like pool noodles.
Yep.
But that's okay, because what bridge lets me also do is I can cycle them out and always be charging them back in. If I'm a good player, I could do that, but I'm not, so I typically struggle to keep them within range of the bridge. So that's the one thing. The chosen are just chosen. They're Mark of Khorne, so they'll get an extra attack on the charge. So the list is kind of designed to have like 3 units that are what I call, people would say hammer and anvil, but I call it a hamvil because I like the idea of like an anvil made completely out of ham. But yeah, so that's one of the things. The Varangard also can get the 3d6 charge because they're on mounts. So it's a very fast list. With the Varangard, I'm doing something a little different, going 4 Demon Forge Blades and 2 Fell Spears. What I've been finding is I'll never get 6 in on the charge. It's normally like 4, and then 2 are just
chilling
bodies.
Yeah,
so the spears are 2-inch reach, so then I could swing over the front row and stab stuff still.
Don't they have the rule where if you have spears, as long as you touch, they get a...
It's the knights. Yeah, the knights have the Battle Brothers rule. So that's like the other funny thing. You can swing 10 knights off of 2 knights, which is probably what I should do. And then I could stay in.
Varangard don't have... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so you put 4 up front and 2 with the spears in behind.
Yeah, exactly. And then once one dies, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. The Kabbalist let me cast on 3d6. One of my generals Master of Magic, so I can prevent myself from blowing myself up. My grand strategy is follow the path to glory, so that's roll the 11 or 12 on the Eye of the Gods table. So Undivided lets me reroll one of them. I have a command ability, or what's called heroic action, that lets me roll 3 dice, pick the 2 highest. So that's normally I'm rolling 3 dice, re-rolling the lowest, and then usually you can get an 11 or a 12 that way pretty reliably. The other tech actually that we just added to this list is one of the sorcerers is now Mark of Nurgle. So if I need to get rid of someone's ward saves, I can try to make him into a Demon Prince, and then I can use the Nurgle Demon Prince ability to turn off wards. There'll be some Fire Slayers there this weekend, so that might be very relevant.
Okay. All right, so we shared. Give us one weak point. We shared a weak point.
Yeah, if you can roll 4-ups on your Cockatrice's Petrifying Gaze, that does work. No, I mean
if you have no Cockatrices.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I've found is this list is really susceptible to like if you can capitalize on like a misplace, like if I'm out of position, or because there's so few actual like units on the table. It's hard.
Like elite.
It's very elite. Yep.
It's like you only have you can't make too many dumb mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna be probably like some sort of wasted, especially if we start drinking at 9 a.m. So
at IHOP.
Yeah, at IHOP. But no, the other thing too is like if you can put mortal wounds into the Chosen, they just crumble because they generally won't have a mortal wound save.
Usually, don't they have the 6-up usually?
They have a 6-up from the sorcerer, but it's something, but it's not like the Varangard and the Knights have a 4-up and a 5-up respectively, right?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I would say and just like if you can stop my combat, right, that's the way to do it. Or if I overextend, once again, then you capitalize on a player error.
Yeah. So like in my head, like a way I organized that was like mortals to chaos if you can, catch you out, kind of doing silly things. It's not necessarily like kill the hero meta, right? It's
the heroes do give some buffs, right? But like once I'm into you, like I don't really need them, right? Because like the demonic speed is to help with the
This is insane how many things this guy has attached to him.
Yeah, right. I should probably split it up, but
yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing that. I know you don't like to share some of like the hidden weakness tech.
The sauce. No, I mean it's also all like very much like very similar. Like everything's a 3-up save. The Varangard and the Knights move 10, so it's like if you can beat that archetype.
Yeah, if you can kind of are like as your opponent, I need to like play around your Varangard and Chaos Knights, and then just keep in mind that the Chosen are around, and like that's kind of the strat. And then
the other thing that could kind of change that a little bit is like when the Chosen deploy, they roll on the Eye of the Gods table, and one of the results can be +1 to charge. So if that happens, then they become like a good, very good bridge candidate, because then they're +2 to charge. So you're looking at 7 off the bridge, which is pretty good.
What's the you said it before, you probably said it twice at this point, but with the Knights going through the bridge, what's their bonus to charge?
They flip their lowest result to a 4 always, and then if demonic speed goes off onto them, then that's a 3d6 charge. Flipping the lowest. So
Knights are gonna get in probably.
Yeah. And if they have levitate, it's super silly.
Yeah. So it's 460 points in your face. Okay, so that's kind of like the thing to kind of, and then obviously all that other stuff you just said. But yeah, I'm always, I mean, as you know, I'm always caught off guard by the damn Chosen. It like just their stat lines and everything. It just makes me so damn confused. It's like when you were first mentioning them, I was like, that's just like a strong unit. It's not crazy. And then I get into it and I'm like, no, my whole army's dead.
Yeah. So I need to figure out how to get they might turn into 6 more Varangard, but then I need to find 100 points. I mean, probably means dropping one of the sorcerers, so that'll just be a single sorcerer.
And then that weak point is that you only have 1 hero.
Yeah.
So yeah. Cool.
And then, like Jam said, if you can stop the bridge going off to that, foils a lot of my plans.
Yeah.
But it's casting on 3d6 to the reroll, so it's going to be pretty high.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a good pause point. Thanks for listening in, everybody. We had some few little special guests as well as our normal special guests. So
some new people tuning in.
New people, some old people. Love it.
Yeah. If you enjoyed it, give us a like and subscribe.
And email us at hello@wickeddicey.
HelloFresh.com.
Our sponsor today.
We're going to open up a food box service next, and it's going to have beer from IHOP and pancakes from IHOP. It's going to be great. We're just going to go to IHOP and order stuff and then put it in a box.
With no refrigeration.
No refrigeration. Hopefully you order it from across the country.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. And happy playing this weekend, and see everybody on Saturday if you're in town. So love it.
Bye.